He's talking and he's playing well. But I was reading a story this morning about the real mess in Green Bay is a PR battle. And Mark Murphy said this week, the fans are divided in Green Bay. Folks, it doesn't matter if they're divided. It doesn't matter. There is one issue here. I'll get to that in a second. It doesn't matter if the fans are divided. But Colin, the Packer fans own the team. No, they don't. No, they don't. That's the tooth fairy of pro sports ownership in America. It says on the certificate, it's got no value and it's non-transferable. The fans own the team assumption in Green Bay. They don't. If you can't sell something, then you don't own something. You don't own the team. It has as much value as that employee of the month plaque you won 24 years ago when you were in high school, paying your way to parties, right? You worked at Burger King, got an employee of the month plaque. That's what that plaque means. Who cares if the fans are divided? It doesn't mean anything. This is not about a PR battle. This is all about if Jordan Love can play. If he can, the PR battle is irrelevant. Let's say it is about the PR battle, and Mark Murphy wins it, the president of the Packers. He wins the PR battle. Aaron holds out. Aaron holds out, and the fans are, "You stink, Aaron. We love Mark Murphy." And he wins the PR battle. And Aaron holds out and doesn't play, and Jordan Love stinks. Slow clap. What does Mark Murphy win with that? A third-place trophy in the NFC North? He wins nothing. If Mark Murphy ticks off every fan who thinks they own the team, but they really don't, in Green Bay, he trades Aaron Rodgers for 3 firsts, and Jordan Love, by about October, is slicing it and dicing it. He wins. This is all about Jordan Love. It's really no longer about Aaron Rodgers. It's not about Aaron Rodgers anymore. Aaron's leaving eventually, now or later. This story is all about Jordan Love. Yesterday was a very good day. He was composed, speaking, very composed, very confident, and he was very good on the field. Yesterday was as good a day as Green Bay has had in the offseason. Yesterday, this whole franchise now, who gives a rip about PR? It's not even about Aaron Rodgers. It's not about Mark Murphy. It's about Jordan Love. Dude can play, everything's solved. And yesterday was a great day if you're a Packer fan, because he stepped up to the podium and he answered questions about Aaron, had to kind of walk around that little landmine field. It was great. And he practiced. Oh, he was really great. PR is irrelevant. Mark Murphy's irrelevant. Aaron Rodgers at this point isn't that relevant. Some stuff. You know, the other day we were walking around the neighborhood, and my wife says to me, I don't understand how, like, you see a 20-year-old and they own these homes. And I said, well, that's daddy's money or mommy's money. I said, I don't resent them, but I don't respect them. Big difference. You live in my neighborhood and you're 20, you didn't buy that house. And my point is, yeah, believe it or not, I have a nice neighborhood. The point is, this is why I respect Chris Paul so much. This is why I love Chris Paul. These things I'm about to read all happened to Chris Paul. He was drafted by the New Orleans Hornets. Remember them? Yeah, due to Hurricane Katrina, he could not play his first 2 years there. They had to play in Oklahoma City. I don't know, sounds kind of disruptive. They ended up winning. Then he got traded to the Lakers. Oh, no, the league stepped in. Can't do that. But we will allow you to be traded to the worst owner in the league and the worst team, the Clippers. And they won there. He was then traded to Houston, which has had all sorts of dysfunction, and they won there, 65 games, in fact, and he had the worst break. Literally, he got hurt, leading the dynasty 3-2 Western Conference Finals. Then he was traded to Oklahoma City. They were tanking. And he's like, I'll make it work. And then he got traded to Phoenix. I hope you guys remember what Phoenix was like a year ago, and a year before that, and before that, and before that. Bad owner, Robert Sarver, worst franchise in the league for 5 years, winning percentage. And he's now winning there. I mean, I love Kawhi Leonard, but he inherited Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker and a great owner and Greg Popovich. I love Magic Johnson, but he inherited, Kareem. Chris Paul has dealt with natural disasters, awful owners, tanking franchises, injuries at the worst time. And what I'm about to tell you, you're not going to believe. He has a higher regular season winning percentage than Kobe Bryant and Steph Curry and Kevin Durant. No wonder Chris Paul is a spokesman for State Farm. He's always got stuff happening to him, but he's the best insurance in the league. You get him, you win. But Colin, he has no titles. Titles. The fact that he hasn't quit is amazing. I mean, there's guys drafted in his draft class, they've just given up the league, and they could still play. Well, he doesn't have titles. Folks, if you grow up in an abusive house, poor, the expectations change. We don't expect you to be number one in your class in Yale and a billionaire. If you can be married and happy and get a college degree and be a good neighbor and a good human being and raise kids, you are a gold standard American. The fact that winning titles, Donald Sterling, Hurricane Katrina, the tanking Thunder, the awful Suns, and he's here. MJ's got no titles without Scottie Pippen. I want you to think about this. As great as Kobe Bryant is, Kobe Bryant inherited, he got Phil Jackson, the best coach ever, Jerry Buss, arguably the best NBA owner ever. He's on a short list. Jerry West, arguably the best GM ever. Shaq, modern day best center ever. One franchise, total stability. Chris Paul's got a higher regular season winning percentage. I don't want to hear about playoffs. Chris Paul, it's not realistic to ask Chris Paul to be knocking down, hoisting trophies. He's got a higher winning percentage in the regular season than Kobe, KD, and Steph Curry. And that's why I've got a soft spot for Chris Paul. 16 years, and this cat can't get a break. He has had to make everything work. Every single year, tanking, hurricanes, Donald Sterling, the Suns mess, the tanking Thunder. Does everybody understand that? When you grow up in instability and then are traded to instability, look at Chris Paul's career. It's insane for 16 years. And he doesn't get nominated for an MVP. You know, in Hollywood, they give those Lifetime Achievement Awards. That's what Chris Paul deserves. And ask yourself this in Hollywood, because those are stars too, right? NBA, we always say it's like Hollywood stars. Give me a list. Do you know, off the top of your head, an actor or actress that has had a career of bad scripts, bad directors, and bad supporting casts? You don't. Because you can't overcome that. Those actors are out of Hollywood. They're waiters. You can't overcome that. There are no great actors that have gotten a series of 16 years of bad scripts, bad directors, bad producers, no funding, and bad supporting cast. You don't know them because they don't exist. That's Chris Paul's career. Couldn't get nominated for the MVP. Was on the floor with the MVP last night. Chris Paul completely controlled the game. Denver's got no answers for him. They can't do anything. He controls the tempo, the pace. He's as good a defensive guard as the league has, outside of maybe Ben Simmons, who's 7 inches taller. I'll just say it. I got a soft spot for people who have to overcome. And what Chris Paul's done for 16 years in this league, man,